All right, now it's time to go over our acceptable use of computer network and technology and things like that. Very hot topic within Express and within our business. As you know, being in staffing, we have access to a lot of people's personal information, whether it be I-9s, W-4s, we have addresses, we have phone numbers, we have social security numbers, anything that a good identity thief would want to know. So with that being said, we have a lot of people trying to hack into the Express network, which means as professionals and as personal, just people, we need to be very aware of what we do on the Express network. Now, note there's an Express guest network that you might be able to handle your personal stuff through, or you can do it on an iPhone, or if you have a second computer. But if you're using Express technology resources, whether it's a computer or if you're on the virtual network, you're waiving your privacy and content, and you're waiving your privacy and consent because people at Express are looking at it, they're monitoring it, and you don't want your personal stuff out there, and that would be either your passwords, your private passwords, your financial information, anything that you don't want to be public. You need to make sure you're not doing that on an Express network. The next thing I want to make sure also is that if you're on an Express network, definitely no creating, viewing, storing, discriminating, or disseminating anything illegal, any pornographic information, or anything that is offensive or discredits any protected class. Just like we talked about in the harassment and equal opportunity, we need to be very cognizant of what we're doing on the Express network. Now, I'll say this as a person, just as personal coaching, is that as a professional, also, if you're doing things personally, I would just, this isn't like mandated positive, I will say that, be very cognizant of what you're liking, of what you're sharing, because the list of things that people are sensitive to is growing each and every day. So, just be very cognizant of what you're doing online as a professional and, somebody that's in the business community. Next thing, no posting anything that could be defamatory to Express, or its services or employees. If you hate your coworker, you really don't need to be going out, posting things about that person, especially on the network. But also just really, you do not want to be defaming any class, any protected class, especially don't be, doing anything defamatory toward the company. That does not look good, on anybody as a professional. But if you're doing it on the Express network, that really can be an issue. And then, the next thing is that there's no sharing of any lists, any client list, information of employees. That is Express proprietary information. Even sharing it to clients, we have to be, we just can't go sharing that stuff. It's protected information. So we have to be very cognizant of keeping that confidential. And last not least, there's a lot of ways that hackers get in. Is they get in and is through unauthorized devices and software. So there is a real restriction on what goes onto an Express computer. So if you do it on your personal, but make sure you're not doing it while on the Express virtual private network. Try to do it on your own personal stuff or the Express guest. You can, but no unauthorized devices or software. So those are a few things regarding the acceptable use of technology. Just be aware, especially when you're on the Express network, but also be sensitive and take some of that good equal opportunity training and harassment training to make sure your online presence is not being defamatory or offensive to anybody, our associates, our clients, and etc. So hope this helps. Thanks again.